An Obama-appointed federal judge striking down an executive order by President Trump to deny asylum and other protections for migrants illegally crossing the border into the U.S. Judge Randolph Moss says Mr. Trump exceeded his authority with the proclamation. John Hughes, a former Deputy Assistant Attorney General, a former law clerk for Justice Thomas, and a UC Berkeley law professor. John, good morning.
Hey, Mike.
Let's start with President Trump on Truth Social. He reacted saying we still have radical left judges trying to open the border and defy the Supreme Court, which is why Republicans must be smart, strong, and never let these crazed judges turn us into a third world country. Is this judicial overreach, and any surprise the president's irritated by it?
Mike, first, I don't blame the president for being upset. This directly overturns the core of his immigration agenda by trying to declare an invasion along the southern border and turn back everyone who doesn't have any legitimate claims to enter. Now, the problem is, as the Supreme Court just announced last week, district judges around the country are going ahead and barring the government from acting nationwide. Here's a judge all the way in Washington, D.C., who has effectively decided what national policy is going to be along the southern border with Mexico. The Supreme Court said they don't want this to happen anymore, and that they are going to have to start intervening earlier and faster to take these kind of cases out of the hands of these district judges. I have to say, I myself am not certain whether the surge of migrants, which is now coming to an end, was in fact an invasion under the Constitution. But I am certain that's not the job of district judges to decide. That's the job of the president and Congress.
I want to play a clip from acting ICE Director Todd Lyons, and I'll get you to react to it.
That was the biggest thing, was all these false claims. So we went to having, catch and release, all these people coming in with these fake claims who are still here right now with court dates down the road. And now he wants to turn it back to catch and release and just open it back up. We have the most secure border right now under President Trump and Secretary Noem, and this only sets us back with these radical left agendas.
Let's show the Border Patrol numbers dipping drastically from more than 247,000 in June 2022 to 25,243 this June. Are you surprised how effective this administration's border crackdown has been, John?
It's an incredible success of public policy, akin to the way Mayor Giuliani brought crime rates down in New York in just a few years. Here you had over 300,000 people a month at the southern border coming across during the Biden administration illegally, now down to more than 90% less in just a few months. That's an incredible success. And now I think if the judiciary stays out of it, the president and Congress can come to some kind of agreement about what the long-term strategy is going to be. One way to think of what President Trump has done is he's acted in an emergency fashion to try to stop the flow. Now that it's starting to come to an end, we don't need the judiciary to reverse all of these successes. We need to allow them to continue. So now the president and Congress can come to a decision on what long-term immigration policy is going to look like.
We will follow it all. John Yoo, thank you so much for your time and your analysis. Have a wonderful Independence Day.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.